Now on 767 News, healthcare personnel benefit from diabetic foot care workshop. 60 local farmers receive advanced agricultural training in Dashin production. The IRC holds public consultation. And in sports, E.H. Charles crossover secures first win in Premier Division League. Welcome to 767 News, Dominica's #1 news source. I am Tanya Green, thanking you for joining us. When 767 News returns, we'll bring you the latest news and developments. Stay with us.
Fresher foods, bold flavors, more time. Get it all with appliances from Quartz. Purchase any appliance $999 and over. You can be a weekly winner of $200 cash. Plus, purchase any Mabe appliance and win $11,000 in prizes of your choice. Shop with Quartz Ready Finance and pay absolutely nothing for 60 days. So find the solutions for your kitchen and laundry only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Count your Thursdays and win up to $24,000 in cash. For every $9 spent on Big 4, you get a raffle ticket to enter our weekly draws to win $4,000 cash every Thursday for 6 weeks. The more you spend, the more tickets you get, the better your chances of winning every Thursday. That's $24,000 in cash. So play Big 4, count your Thursdays and win up to $24,000 in cash. Only from the Dominica National Lottery. Promotion starts from February 24th to April 2nd.
Welcome back. First up in tonight's newscast, a number of healthcare officials are now more knowledgeable on diabetic foot care as they were on Tuesday participants of a diabetic foot care workshop at the Princess Margaret Hospital. Alison Samuel, acting coordinator of the Health Promotion Resource Center, said this workshop was vital for the improvement in treatment for diabetics and others at risk.
In Dominica, diabetes mellitus continues to be the third leading cause of both morbidity and mortality, and it continues to be costly to individuals, families, and the country by extension. The fact that diabetes is chronic and needs to be carefully monitored and managed makes it not only financially costly, but also emotionally taxing and time-consuming. One of the major complications in diabetes is neuropathy, which when severe can lead to limb amputations. According to a leading UK site, diabetes is one of the leading causes of amputations of the lower limbs throughout the world.
Samuel said over the past 8 years, amputations due to diabetes has been a major concern in Dominica. Although there was a reduction in 2013, those figures rose again in 2014. She said healthcare providers should do all in their power to promote medicines that can aid in the reduction for the need for amputations.
According to the Mayo Clinic, good diabetes management and regular foot care help to prevent severe foot sores that are difficult to treat and may require amputation. Amputations do not only result in a physical loss and disability, but have a deep psychological impact on both the individual and his or her family. For many clients, the loss of a limb is akin to physical death and evokes the same feelings associated with the grieving process when a loved one has passed.
She said the training, which targeted doctors and nurses from the medical and surgical wards, brings together skilled health professionals who will in turn provide information on how to manage and assess food problems and make critical decisions for diabetics. Meanwhile, Pan American Health Organization representative Shirley Augustine said diabetics must treat their feet with utmost importance, as this will aid in the prevention of amputations.
People with diabetes are at high risk for major foot complications which are often unseen or under-discussed. Those complications can start as small blisters or cuts that are easy to overlook until it is too late. The cost of diabetes is very high, both the direct cost and indirect costs. So you have the cost of treating the patient, but there are other costs. You have the social costs. Think of the person who can no longer work because of an amputation. So there are a lot of costs and high costs to diabetes.
Augustine said the Center for Disease Control says good foot care education, risk assessment, and preventative therapy may decrease amputation rates by 45 to 85%, which is significant. The workshop was organized by the Ministry of Health in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization. In other news, the Caribbean Agriculture Research and Development Institute, CARDI, collaborated with the Ministry of Agriculture, DEXIA, and the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation in Agriculture, ICA, to give local farmers training in dash-in farming. The farmers were trained during a one-day training exercise in La Plaine, where they were educated on the production, post-pest management, and post-harvest procedures. Root Crop Program Leader in CARDI, Dr. Gregory Robin, said the farmers got an opportunity to understand how their practices affect their level of productivity. Research assistant in CARDI, Gregory Linton, gave the farmers an insight into the issue of pests and diseases affecting the dash-in production. The CARDI workshop was held on Thursday, April 9, 2015 at the La Plaine Agricultural Center. In more news, the Independent Regulatory Commission, the IRC, on Tuesday held its second stakeholders consultation, which was open to the general public and attracted private sector organizations. The commission is working to consider and decide on DOMLEC's proposed integrated resource plans and the proposed 5-year investment related to the same. Lancelot McKeskey, Executive Director of the IRC, said this consultation is in response to the comments received after the first and hopes that this will be a final consultation for the year.
We are hoping that this second consultation is going to be the final consultation out of which we should be able to build decisions on the weighted average cost of capital, which really is the rate of return that DOMLEC will get on its capital asset base and its investment plans.
He also noted there will be no direct benefits to public consumers as yet due to the preliminary state of the present review in place.
We are just at the beginning of the rate review process, and we still have, as the Americans would say, a ways to go before we could arrive at a decision that will benefit or not benefit the consumers of electricity.
The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank to withdraw 1 cent and 2 cents from circulation. We'll have more details when we come back.
Be part of the excitement. Tune in to the Tiny Green Show every other Monday on Digital Play TV, Channel 3.
Accurate, dependable. We go where others have not gone before. We bring you in-depth reporting on the stories that matter. Tune in weeknights from 8:30 p.m. to 767 News, with repeats at 10:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. the following morning. 767 News, Dominica's #1 news source. Only on Digital Play TV, Channel 3.
Welcome back. You're watching 767 News. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, the ECCB, to withdraw 1 cent and 2 cents from circulation. Citizens of the Caribbean will immediately have to break open their cash tins to begin depositing 1 cent and 2 cent pieces to banks as soon as possible. This is because, according to the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, effective July 1st, 2015, these coins will be withdrawn from circulation. Their removal was outlined in a recent statement issued by Deputy Governor of the ECCB, Trevor Brathwaite. Brathwaite said the decision was taken by the Monetary Council of the ECCB in light of the high production cost of these coins compared to their intrinsic value, coupled with the large volumes required to maintain an adequate supply in circulation. A price rounding system will be implemented within the Eastern Caribbean Central Union countries for the settlement of cash transactions only, whereby the total payment, inclusive of duties, fees and taxes, will be rounded symmetrically to the nearest 5 cents. Non-cash payments using checks, debit and credit cards will not be impacted and therefore will not be rounded. And the Soufriere Scots Head Village Council received a 3D model of the watersheds in their constituency today from a collaborative effort of the Caribbean Aquaterrestrial Solutions, CATS, and the Caribbean Natural Resources Institute, CARNI. This model was funded and conceptualized by CATS, with the implementation and building by representatives from CARNI and village members within the Soufriere Scots Head area. Principal Technical Advisor for CATS, Eva Naher, said that the organization is environmentally based and will be focusing on water availability in that area.
The CATS program is twofold. It is a program that is focusing here in Dominica on the Soufriere Scots Head Galleon area, but it has 2 components. One component is the marine component, where my colleagues are looking into the marine biodiversity. They are working with the Soufriere Scots Head Marine Reserve to improve the biodiversity, improve the situation of the reef. And we also have a project that is looking at the land in the watershed behind that marine management area, and that is the project that is called Adaptation to Climate Change in Agriculture and Forestry.
Representative from CARNI, Keisha Sandy, said they work to educate people on using natural resources in a sustainable manner.
We try to help people to use and manage natural resources sustainably. And what we do is that if fisherfolk, for example, need to find a voice and to be able to say something or to get something done, we will help them get their impressions across or get whatever information they need across to whomever they need to get it to.
The project was unveiled during a ceremony at the Soufriere Community Center on Tuesday. And mask making, a special mask making workshop conducted by La Maison de Léopold tutor Jean-Luc Toussaint and Vanessa Guy from Martinique at the Old Mill Cultural Center in Canefield has been deemed a success. At the closing ceremony held at the Old Mill Cultural Center last Friday, the public was treated to a display of breathtaking masks produced by participants. Toussaint said the idea for the workshop came to life during their visit to Dominica in 2015 during our carnival celebrations.
Et qu'il fallait continuer l'aventure.
And that we should continue the adventure.
Et pour cela, on s'est dit, ben voilà, on avait pris contact quand on est venu pour continuer l'aventure, pour faire un workshop puisque ici les masques, on a vu qu'il n'y avait pas beaucoup de masques qui étaient faits par les gens d'ici.
And so we decided to keep in contact to continue the adventure because we decided that there were not a lot of different types of masks here.
Et on a voulu venir pour faire un workshop, pour partager ce qu'on fait en Martinique.
So we decided to start a workshop here to share with you what we know in Martinique.
The designs were all different and extremely colorful and intricate, combining indigenous materials and fibers with colorful papier-mâché finish. Tousse said mask making is a tradition in Martinique which can be done using simple techniques.
There was a challenge in the workshop.
Un challenge, yeah. C'était qu'on n'avait que 8 jours.
Because we only had 8 days.
On avait 8 jours pour le groupe des adultes.
We had 8 days for the adults.
Et 5 jours pour le groupe des enfants.
And 5 days for the kids.
Normalement, en Martinique, quand on fait les masques, on fait un masque en un mois et demi.
Normally, when we make masks in Martinique, we have a month to a month and a half.
Pourquoi? Parce qu'on a le temps, on s'applique. Hein, et donc ici, le challenge était qu'il fallait vous montrer la technique juste en 8 jours, c'est-à-dire presque une semaine, quoi.
So back home we have much more time, but here we only were able to do it in just about a week.
The workshop, which saw the participation of 22 adults and 12 children, targeted artists, costume builders and designers and other interested persons. The 8-day workshop began on Monday, March 30th and ended on Friday, April 10. Certificates of participation were distributed to all participants. These masks can be viewed at the Old Mill Cultural Center Art Gallery up until April 17, 2015. The workshop was organized by KKP and sponsored by the Dominica Festivals Committee, the Department of Culture, the Dominica Broadcasting Corporation, Kaz Creole Productions, and Jay Grimner, who hosted Jean-Luc Toussaint and his family. As a result of interest from students and parents, the Cultural Division will be holding classes for both adults and children in mask making in the upcoming semester. And in court news, 3 murder retrials, 1 murder, 6 sexual matters, and causing grievous bodily harm will make up the High Court criminal assizes, which commenced on Tuesday, April 14. Siblings Manuela Williams, Loretta, and Herbert Xavier, who were found guilty of murdering their brother Harrison Williams on September 24, 2010 at Soufrière, were each sentenced to 15 years in jail in March of 2012. In 2012, Kenrick Tyson was found guilty of murdering Cecil James of Concord between May 9 and 10, 2009, and sentenced to life in prison by Justice Bernie Stevenson, while David St. Jean of Portsmouth was found guilty in July 2012 for murdering Clement Johnson James at Portsmouth in September 2010 and was sentenced to 25 years in jail. All 3 matters were ordered to be retried after successfully appealing their conviction against sentence. The Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court of Appeal ruled that the trial judge Bernie Stevenson had erred in properly directing the jury in at least 2 of those matters. Meanwhile, 3 individuals were indicted on 3 separate sexual matters, one for incest with his then 15-year-old daughter, another for unlawful sexual assault and indecent assault. The first trial in this session is expected to commence on April 15, the state versus Vivian Charles. 53-year-old Charles of Mont Prosper will stand trial for murdering Richard Roy Lazarus, a resident of Trafalgar, who was found dead about 30 feet in bushes from the main road on February 13, 2013. Kenroy Paul, who pleaded guilty to drug trafficking and possession of controlled substance at the last session of the criminal court, will be sentenced during the week of May 14. Paul was charged in connection with a $1.2 million drug bust in Portsmouth in November of 2013. And the latest in sports is up next with Larry. Stay with us.
Count your your Thursdays and win up to $24,000 in cash. For every $9 spent on Big 4, you get a raffle ticket to enter our weekly draws to win $4,000 cash every Thursday for 6 weeks. The more you spend, the more tickets you get, the better your chances of winning every Thursday. That's $24,000 in cash. So play Big 4, count your Thursdays and win up to $24,000 in cash. Only from the Dominica National Lottery. Promotion starts from February 24th to April 2nd.
Join in, have some fun, enjoy yourself. Come on.
It's my time, it's your time, it's our time. Another exciting local show comes to your screen on Digicel Play TV Channel 3. When? Every Thursday from 9 p.m. Join host JL Joseph with stimulating chit-chat about what's up, what's on, music, entertainment, arts and craft and much more. We'll talk business, leisure, holidays and family, all to engage our viewers on various aspects of life. Join us for Our Time, where we talk about absolutely everything. Right here on Digicel Play TV.
Fresher foods, bold flavors, more time. Get it all with appliances from Quartz. Purchase any appliance $999 and over. You can be a weekly winner of $200 cash. Plus, purchase any Mabe appliance and win $11,000 in prizes of your choice. Shop with Quartz Ready Finance and pay absolutely nothing for 60 days. So find the solutions for your kitchen and laundry only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Good evening and welcome to 767 Sports. We begin tonight's coverage with basketball. E.H. Charles Crossover secured their first win in the Premier Division, defeating the Fashion 9 Falcons at Lindo Park on Saturday evening. Crossover maintained the lead for most of the game, ending the first half 38-27 and with a 12-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. However, in the fourth quarter, Falcons stepped up their defense, quickly erasing the 12-point deficit to tie the game. However, the Crossover players did not crumble under the pressure as they hit some clutch free throws to seal a 3-point victory. Final scores were E.H. Charles Crossover 71, Fashion 9 Falcons 68. Top performers for Crossover were Mikre Edwards 15 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds and 2 steals. Sergi Josie 14 points, 5 rebounds and 3 steals. Brandon Lazar 10 points, 8 rebounds and 2 steals. Top performers for Falcons were Kiwan Thomas 30 points, 6 rebounds and 3 steals. Callum Thomas 17 points, 7 rebounds and 2 assists. In cricket, Marina Blasters defeated the Police Sports Club by 2 wickets on Saturday when the action continued in the 2015 Dominica Cricket Association Fortium Hotel Intermediate Division. Playing at the Almond Park in Dubla, Marina Blasters, after winning the toss, sent in their opponents to take first knock. Gavin James hit a top score of 50 as the Police Sports Club was bowled out for 178 in 22.3 overs. Brian Felix chipped in with 24 and Kate Shillingford added 19. Bowling for Marino Blasters, Ashley White took 2 for 31, Sherwin Labassiere and Jason Paris took 2 for 27 each, and Siobhan Dorset claimed 2 for 35. In reply, Blasters reached 180 for 8 in 27 overs. Jason Paris led the way with an unbeaten 61, while Elijah Tulor with 27 and Siobhan Dorset with 14 provided valuable support. Gavin James was the best bowler for the Police Sports Club, taking 3 for 21, while Kelvin Vital finished with 2 for 39 and Brendel Sanford claimed 2 for 37. And in basketball, the Police Sports Club was victorious in a matchup against the Inter-School held on Saturday evening at the Lindo Park basketball court. After going up 18-13 in the first quarter, they ended the first half 50-31 over Inter-School. They outscored Inter-School in the remaining 2 quarters, earning them the second win in a row. Final scores: Police Sports Club 69, Inter-School 56. Top performers for Police were Marlon Hillier 33 points, 5 rebounds and 2 steals. Kerry Christmas 16 points, 8 rebounds and 2 steals. Top performers for Inter-School were Javi Bellot, who recorded a double-double with 20 points and 10 rebounds to go along with 4 steals. Joshua Henderson, 19 points, 4 assists and 4 steals. Edmond Williams Jr., 15 points, 8 rebounds and 3 blocks. And that's it for tonight's Sportscast. Tune in again tomorrow for more sports news.
And that was Larry with the latest in sports. Now for a recap of tonight's headlines. Healthcare personnel benefit from Diabetic Foot Care Workshop. 60 local farmers receive advanced agricultural training in dashing production. And the IRC holds public consultation. And in sports, E.H. Charles crossover secures first win in Premier Division League. And that's all the time we have for news. Drop us an email at media@767news.dm. Friend us on Facebook and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us here on the 767 News production team, I am Tanya Green. Thanks for watching and do remember to join us again tomorrow.